Good day, students. Today, our lesson is about problem solving involving quadratic equations. Alright, let us begin with a review of solving quadratic equations. By any method, find the solutions of the following quadratic equations. Number 1, x times the quantity x plus 7 is equal to negative 12. Let us write this first into standard form. And it is written as x squared plus 7x plus 12 is equal to 0. This equation is factorable, so we can use factoring method in order to solve for the value of x. The factored form of the left side are quantity x plus 3 times the quantity x plus 4 equal to 0. To solve for the first value of x, let us use x plus 3 is equal to 0. So our first x is equal to negative 3. For the second value, we have x plus 4 is equal to 0. So our x sub 2 is equal to negative 4. Therefore, the solutions are negative 3 and negative 4. Next, we have quantity x minus 5 squared is equal to 4. This equation is written in the form of ax squared is equal to c. The best method to solve for this is extracting the square roots. So let us get the square root of both sides. We have the square root of the quantity x minus 5 squared is equal to the square root of 4. The square root of the quantity x minus 5 squared is equal to x minus 5. And the square root of 4 is equal to positive and negative 2. To solve for the value of x, we have the first one, x minus 5 is equal to 2. By addition property of equality, it will become x equal to 5 plus 2. So our first x is equal to 7. For the second value, we have x minus 5 is equal to negative 2. By addition property of equality, it will become x equal to 5 minus 2. So our second x is equal to 3. Therefore, the solutions are 3 and 7. Number 3, k squared minus 4k minus 45 is equal to 0. This equation is already written in the standard form and it is factorable, so we can use factoring method to solve for the value of k. In factored form, it is written as the quantity k minus 9 times the quantity x plus 5 is equal to 0. To solve for the first value of k, we have k minus 9 is equal to 0. Our first value of k is equal to 9. The second one is k plus 5 is equal to 0. So our second value is negative 5. Therefore, the solutions are negative 5 and 9. Next, number 4, we have x plus 3 over x equal to 19 over 4. To solve this, let us first get the least common multiple of the denominators, x. The factor is x. 4. The factor is 4. To get the LCM, it is just the product of 4 and x. So therefore, our LCM is 4x. Next, let us multiply the whole equation by its LCM, which is 4x. So that is x times 4x plus 3 times 4x over x is equal to 19 times 4x over 4. First, the product of x and 4x, that is 4x squared. Then the second one, let us eliminate x from denominator and numerator. So we have 12 is equal to, on the right side of our equation, 4 is eliminated, so that is equal to 19x. Let us write this into standard form. It is 4x squared minus 19x plus 12 is equal to 0. This is also factorable, and the factored form are quantity 4x minus 3 times the quantity x minus 4 is equal to 0. Then let us solve for the value of x. We have the first one, 4x minus 3 is equal to 0. Then the value of x is equal to 3 over 4. The second one is x minus 4 is equal to 0. And the second value of x is equal to 4. Therefore, the solutions are 3/4 and 4. Before we proceed to our main lesson, let us consider these steps to follow in solving problems on quadratic equations. Just always remember the acronym RESA. R stands for representation. Here, you will assign variables to translate the phrases or sentences algebraically. Next, we have E for equation. Here, you will create a working equation considering all the given conditions in the problem. Next, we have S for solution. Here, you will perform the computation applying all the necessary mathematical concepts. And lastly, we have A for the answer. Here, you will give your concluding statement which answered the question in the problem. Now, let us solve the following problems. Number 1. The area of a concrete pathway is 350 meters squared and its perimeter is 90 meters. What are the dimensions of the pathway? Let us have now the representation. We let the variable x and y be the dimensions of the pathway. So from here, we have the area which is x times y is equal to 350. And then the perimeter is 2x plus 2y is equal to 90. Simplify this by dividing the whole equation by 2. We have x plus y is equal to 45. Notice that xy is equal to 350 represents the product of the roots, and it is c over a is equal to 350. While x plus y is equal to 45 represents the sum of the roots, and it is represented by negative v over a, so that is equal to negative 45. So from here, we have the equation x squared minus 45x plus 350 is equal to 0. Now let's proceed to the solution. X squared minus 45x plus 350 is equal to 0. This equation is factorable, so we can use factoring method to show the solution. So that is quantity x minus 35 times the quantity x minus 10 is equal to 0. From here, our first value of x can be solved by x minus 35 is equal to 0. So our x is 35. For the second x, we have x minus 10 is equal to 0. So our x is positive 10. Now, let's go back to our problem. So the question is, what are the dimensions of the pathway? So we have now our answer. In x plus y is equal to 45, if x is the length, then the dimensions of the pathway is 10 meter by 35 meter. Number 2, the difference between two positive integers is 5 and their product is 126. Find the integers. Let us have now the representation. Let us have x be the first positive integer. From here, the second integer is x minus 5. So let us have now the equation. Based from the situation, their product is 126. So let us have the product of x times the quantity x minus 5 is equal to 126. Next, we have now the solution. X times the quantity x minus 5 is equal to 126. Let's find the product of the left side. We have x squared minus 5x equal to 126. Let us write this into standard form. We have x squared minus 5x minus 126 is equal to 0. This is also factorable. In factored form, it is written as the quantity x minus 14 times the quantity x plus 9 is equal to 0. Then let us solve for the first value of x. We have x minus 14 is equal to 0. Our first value is equal to 14. The second one, we have x plus 9 is equal to 0. So our second value is negative 9. Let us have now for the answer. Since we're looking for positive integers, negative 9 is not a solution. Instead, it is 14. Therefore, the first positive integer is 14. If x minus 5 is the second integer and x is equal to 14, therefore the second integer is 9. Number 3, one number is 4 less than twice another positive number, and their product is 96. Find the two numbers. Let us have the representation. Let us use y as the first positive number, 2y minus 4 as our second positive number. So our equation, let us find the product of the two positive number. Y times the quantity 2y minus 4 is equal to 96. Next, we have our solution. Y times the quantity 2y minus 4 is equal to 96. Let us find the product of the left side of our equation. We have 2y squared minus 4y is equal to 96. Writing it into standard form, it is written as 2y squared minus 4y minus 96 is equal to 0. Observe that our equations are divisible by 2. So divide the whole equation by 2. So we have y squared minus 2y minus 48 is equal to 0. This equation is factorable. So let us write this as a factor of quantity y minus 8 times the quantity y plus 6 is equal to 0. To solve for the values of y, we have the first one, y minus 8 is equal to 0. So our first value of y is equal to 8. For the second value, we have y plus 6 is equal to 0. Our second y is negative 6. Now let us answer the question. Find the two numbers. Since we're looking for positive numbers, negative 6 is not a solution. Instead, it is 8. Therefore, the first positive number is 8. If 2y minus 4 is the second number and y is equal to 8, then 2 times 8, which is equal to 16, minus 4 is equal to 12. Therefore, the second number is 12. Number 4, the length of a rectangular room is 2 feet more than twice its width. If the total area of the room is 220 square feet, find the dimensions of the room. Let us have the representation. Let us use the variable x to be the width of the room, 2x plus 2 as the length of the room. For the equation, let us use the formula for the area. Length times width is equal to the area. From the representation, our length is 2x plus 2 and our width is x. So that the product of that, we have x times the quantity 2x plus 2 is equal to 220. For the solution, we have x times the quantity 2x plus 2 is equal to 220. Let's find the product of the left side of our equation. We have 2x squared plus 2x equal to 220. Writing this into standard form, it is 2x squared plus 2x minus 220 is equal to 0. Observe that each term of the quadratic equation is divisible by 2. So let us divide the whole equation by 2. We have x squared plus x minus 110 is equal to 0. This equation is also factorable. So in factored form, it is written as the quantity x minus 10 times the quantity x plus 11 is equal to 0. Let us solve for the value of x. We have x minus 10 is equal to 0. Our first value of x is equal to 10. We have the next one. We have x plus 11 is equal to 0. Our second x is equal to negative 11. Now let's go back to our problem. The question is the dimensions of the room. So let us answer that. Since the discussion or the problem is about measurement, so we cannot use negative 11 as the value of x. So our x is 10. If the width is x, then x is equal to 10 feet. If the length is 2x plus 2, then 2 times 10 is 20 plus 2 is equal to 22 feet. Therefore, the dimensions of the room is 10 feet by 22 feet. Number 5. Jessie and Mark are planning to paint a house together. Jessie thinks that if he works alone, it will take him 5 hours more than the time Mark takes to paint that entire house. Working together, they can complete the job in 6 hours. How long it would take Jessie and Mark to finish the job alone? Let us have the representation. Let x be the time takes Mark to paint the house alone. X plus 5 be the time takes Jessie to paint the house alone. From here, we have 1 over x as the amount of work Mark can finish in 1 hour. Next, we have 1 over x plus 5 as the amount of work Jessie can finish in 1 hour. Working together, they can do it in 1 over 6. For the equation, we have 1 over x plus 1 over x plus 5 is equal to 1 over 6. For the solution, we have 1 over x plus 5 is equal to 1 over 6. First, let us find the LCM. It is the product of 6x times the quantity x plus 5. Let us multiply now the whole equation by the LCM, 6x times the quantity x plus 5. It will result to 6x times the quantity x plus 5 over x. Next, we have 6x times the quantity x plus 5 over x plus 5. And then the last rational, we have 6x times the quantity x plus 5 over 6. Before simplifying, let us eliminate the common factors. In the first rational expression, we have x as eliminated. For the second one, x plus 5 is eliminated. And for the last one, we have 6 as eliminated. Let us simplify now. It is 6 times the quantity x plus 5 plus 6x is equal to x times the quantity x plus 5. It will give us 6x plus 30, and then copy 6x is equal to x squared plus 5x. Let us combine similar terms on the left side. We have 12x plus 30 is equal to x squared plus 5x. To combine and proceed to the standard form, let us transfer 12x plus 30 to the right side. We have 0 is equal to x squared plus 5x minus 12x minus 30. It will give us 0 is equal to x squared minus 3x minus 30. This can be written also as x squared minus 3x minus 30 is equal to 0. In factored form, it is written as the quantity x minus 10 times the quantity x plus 3 is equal to 0. Let us solve for the first value of x. We have x minus 10 is equal to 0. Our first value is 10. For the second value, we have x plus 3 is equal to 0. Our second value is negative 3. Going back to our problem, the question is how long it would take Jessie and Mark to finish the job alone. Now let us answer the question. Since we're talking about time, so we cannot accept negative 5 as our solution. So we will use 10. Now let us answer. Since x represents Mark's time to finish painting the house alone, then he finished it in 10 hours. X plus 5 was Jessie's time to paint the house alone. X plus 5 is equal to 10 plus 5 is equal to 15 hours. That will be Jessie's time to finish painting the house.